What's up, everybody? It's Talking to Individual CJBK. So, it's Sunday, January 16th, 2022. It is now 6:52. My mother just came home around, I want to say about 6:30, maybe about 6:30, 6:20, somewhere between 6:20 and 6:30. And right now she's, and she's doing all right. She's sitting in the tub, just trying to get herself relaxed. I got her running you know uh, uh yeah, she's soaking in a nice little bubble bath. She has her oxygen, so so as you can see, I got her on the oxygen. The oxygen's on. She's breathing properly. um I had to make sure that I do this because, you know, knowing that since she's been in the hospital, my gang stalking basically turned up, especially the electronic harassment, the frequencies, the directed energy, all that stuff been turned up to like 100 since she's been in the hospital. So, I know while she was in the hospital, she was probably getting hit pretty bad. And um, I know she's got some stories she wanted to tell me about what she was experiencing in the hospital. But you know, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm I've been doing my best with the whole situation because I already knew that once they found, because I knew when they were basically attacking her while she in the house. I know that for a fact because I was able to use my method of using the neodymium magnets to detect the specific magnetized spots on her body, including, some that was over her chest. And then she also had some on, she had a spot on her hip, so yeah. I was literally preparing myself because I already knew that once she gets home, you know, they basically gonna go after her. And then knowing that, me being her health proxy, I signed over responsibility to me. So, um, for the most part, I'm just trying to stay on the lookout of all kinds of, things that, gang stalking society might try to do. I already know just how many people are involved. Um, I mean, shoot, I could hear the noise campaign. I could hear, when the amplifier is being set up. Because you could hear the thud on the ground, and then you could hear it being dragged across the floor. Then at times, if they follow you around the apartment. So um, yeah. I mean, if anything, I've already put out enough evidence to show that their devices being used, there are fake cell towers around the area that are being used. Um, so if whatever happens after this, now they're attacking me some more. So no matter whatever happens after this, I know I'm not at fault, and whether yeah, she happy right now. But yeah, so I'm just glad to have her home because she was in that hospital really, like, you know worried that, like, the staff was trying to do things to her. And with me being a targeted individual and knowing she's definitely had, you know some she has a history with, the Federal Reserve, So, yeah, both of us are being attacked on two different ends. So, yeah, I just had to make sure I do this because if anything happens to her, I don't want, you know, anyone to think that it was my fault, because I'm doing the best that I can. We have a home health aide coming tomorrow, so she's going to be having home care. I haven't been back to work since December 18th. So I'm hoping, after this week, I could return back to work, at least on Saturday or something like that. But I'm gonna just continue to take the rest of the week off. But yeah, I'm gonna take it slow. And you know what? Like as always, I put God first on everything. Especially since gang stalking started, I put God first on everything. And the one thing I always keep in mind, I started using this since like December. I can only control me. That's been my saving grace right there. Is like every time I say those words just feel so powerful for me, because every time I say I can only control me, I literally feel my vibrations pick up, and then it kind of almost like pushes out the energy that they're using against me. So my spiritual connection with God is always working in my favor. I don't worry about death. I don't worry about them trying to set me up to go to jail for some crime I never committed. So I'm doing my due diligence to, stay as righteous as I can through all of this. And, for all, TIs and empowered individuals, we always gotta remember, you have to keep your vibrational frequencies high. You have to always find ways to keep your frequencies high, because remember, the whole tactic of all the gang stalking is basically to bring you down to their level. The whole thing is basically built to just bring you down to their level. So right. So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that, she's home. I'm gonna keep doing the best that I can to help take care of her. You know, and all the new TIs that I found and recently subscribed to. If you see this video, look, I'm in New York City too, so I already know what you're going through. I'm right there with y'all. Because New York City is a hotbed for gang stalking. It's damn near like 55-60% of the city that's a part of this thing. So just stay positive, and keep your head on a swivel. Because they out here. It's funny because they're calling me a snitch, right? Because I'm exposing gang stalking, right? They're calling me a snitch for exposing gang stalking, but yet they are putting, they are basically making they're committing all these different tactics and acts to try to see if they can antagonize me to become an overly aggressive person. They're, using all these frequencies, radio frequency carrying, extremely low frequencies to try to see if they can destroy my health, my immune system, my neurological system. And it's like the government don't really care, but at the same time, if we can't force the government to do anything, then all we can do is just stay prayed up. Stay prayed up and do what we can to take care of our own health. So yeah, and I get the V2K, so they basically telling me, oh, he got COVID, he got COVID, da da da, and I'm just like, well, quite honestly, at this point, who in this country don't? I mean, really, how many people really don't have it at this point? The thing is, is like, you gonna get it, right? Eventually, you gonna get it. You gonna come in contact with somebody who you gonna come in contact with somebody who has it. The thing is will your body be able to fight it? Will your body be able to fight it? So I was asymptomatic, so I didn't have any symptoms. You know, and then in the hospital, first they said my mother had pneumonia. And then they called me back and said she has pneumonia and COVID, which are almost pretty much synonymous with each other if you think about the symptoms and everything. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm just keeping myself up. Gang stalkers, they going after my family, going after my cousin, because when I was on the phone with them and they were explaining to me the things that they were experiencing and the thoughts that they were having, right away I automatically knew it. I was like, radio frequencies. But it's like, you don't want to try to discuss something like that with somebody, well, especially when they're already kind of like uneasy. You don't want to go ahead and just like unload that on them like right away. You definitely want to at least talk to them in person. Don't ever try to, like, if you ever have a friend or a family member that's going through it, don't try to do it over the phone. You want to sit down with them and be real calm and genuine with them when you tell them, because the last thing you need for them to do is develop even more stressful thoughts and whatever. So, but yeah, I just had to do this video because now that my mother's under my care, well, she's always been under my care. For as long as I can remember, she's been in and out of hospitals, and I've always been, right there helping, taking care of her. I remember as young as probably 12 years old. So it ain't really no thing for me. But yeah. So as always, remember, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. And just remember, do not fear death. Do not fear going to jail. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and as long as you're doing what's right, God got you no matter what. All of them are going to have to pay for what they're doing at the end at some point in their life. They either, because remember in the Bible it says those who are dead in their transgressions, they're going to die twice. They're going to die in the physical world, and they're going to die in the spiritual world, because they're not going to be allowed to enter into the gates. Their name isn't going to be in that book of life, and they're going to go straight into that fiery pit, that lake of fire and brimstone. That's exactly where they're going to go. And I just got chills when I said that. So that's how I know when I be right on cue. That's how I know when Jesus be right there, just giving me that head nod, like, yep. But at the same time, it's just like, I still show love. Always still maintain your peace. Don't let nobody make you do anything that you wouldn't normally do, even if they try to gaslight you. Friends, family, people you don't know, neighbors, whatever. Do not give in to the psyops. So yeah, and it's amazing because I grew up in my neighborhood for 16, 17 years, right? But then ever since the gang stalking started, when I moved to the Bronx, and then I started to come back and visit my mom's every now and then, I started to already feel the switch. You can almost feel the atmosphere change just by when I started walking around the neighborhood. I started to notice people just looking at me differently, and I was just like, "Why are you looking at me like I ain't even supposed? Like I'm not supposed to be here? Like people just started looking at me like I was, you know." People started looking at me like I was like they had a problem with me. But I'm like, I don't. First of all, I don't even know you. And then I'm like, second, I was just like, man, it's some weird ass shit. I was like, I thought that shit was only going to stay in the Bronx. Nah, that shit followed me to Brooklyn too. So, um, yeah. So remember, stay calm. Remember to be a master protecting your peace. And hey, keep a smile on your face. Even when they're attacking you, keep a smile on your face. Because if they can't get the reaction that they want, you could get a reaction out of them that you want. All right, peace.